Welcome to the LaRiaSpeaks show. Today's segment, we're going to have a conversation with a single man. So ladies, I'm putting y'all on. Go get all your girlfriends, get your sisters, tell them tune in because I got a treat for you. We are back with a very special guest. Y'all know my brother, my good friend, Derrick Lewis, or D. Lewis, what the ladies call him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Give him your Tinder profile. Introduce yourself to the ladies, Derrick.
The Lord saved me from Tinder profiles, so I ain't on there no more.
Why you gotta go there?
Go where?
Why you gotta go there?
Why not?
But y'all know he saved right. So you ain't a praying woman. Don't be sliding in his DMs. Just don't slide at all. The Lord has sent them to you. But Derrick, what you want the people to know about you? Tell them something about you. Just something interesting. I can tell them. You ain't gonna like what I tell them though.
I don't know. I might. I might.
I'm just I ain't gonna put you out there. Go ahead, Derrick.
You can't put me out there more than I can put myself out there.
You're right.
As she said, saved. Walking with Christ. 28, no kids.
And his house clean, y'all.
Listen,
He make me put coasters on the table. I be like, dog, I don't even do this at home.
Because what are we doing? You ain't got coasters. You better lean over. And I'm looking for a ring, not a ring around my table, all right?
No, but we just gonna hop right into it with Derrick. Why are you single? That's the big question that people ask single people. So we'll throw that one in there for y'all. Like, why are you single? Are you single because it's your decision? The girls are kind of, rubbing you the wrong way. You saving yourself for somebody special. What is going on in this season of Derrick's life? Why are you single?
I'm actually take some time doing some healing. And that's a process within itself. I don't want to rush into anything that could compromise me and hurt me or hurt somebody else in the future and what God has planned for them.
Okay. Look at him. That ain't even rehearsed, y'all. That's just his heart. But how did you get here? Because you don't really hear that from a man. They be picking him up, putting him down. Y'all, if you knew me in 2010, you know what I'm talking about. But
2015 for me.
But how did you get here to the point where you're like, I really want to be healed. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to go through the, roller coasters of the relationship valley. How did you get here?
As I said before, it was a process. It started off with, I think I always desired to be married and have a special person, my person. But I think the issue was I was the issue. And I would jump from relationship, or not even relationships, I only had probably 3 serious relationships. Okay. No shade to y'all out there.
We ain't gonna ask you your count, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
Listen.
3 out of what? No, I'm just playing.
When you find out, you let me know. Just know the counting stop.
Get back to the question.
All right. So going back, where was I at?
You were saying how you. Where were you? No, you were saying how you got on this journey and you were going through relationship. Yeah.
I realized that, and it was funny because I was, listening to Sermon, and he was saying people deal with familiar spirits with different people, and that didn't really resonate with me because I was the familiar spirit that the chicks was dealing with. I was out here tormenting the streets.
Not tormenting.
Yeah, I was out here doing them bad.
Y'all hear this accountability? Listen, I told you to get your friends, but tag your brother, tag your ex-boyfriend. Get them on in here, okay? Some of them need to hear this,
No, so from there, I realized that I was handing out, companies are let's say Netflix got a free subscription. My subscription was 3 weeks. You finna get the best 3 weeks of your life. We gonna be
Not 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
21-day return.
Yeah,
bro. I used to
you
have
can't
a
buy the
30
premium.
days.
You can't buy the premium.
Bless twin. You couldn't. The premium it just wasn't in
wasn't available.
It
I ain't
wasn't
have it to give.
available. He didn't have it to give y'all. Just no premium. 3-week trial. That's it. Like you was on your way. So you know.
Washing dishes.
He slid in for Hot Girl Summer a few weeks and just ghosted you. You know.
Yeah.
Sad Girl Winter.
Hey, listen. It wasn't sad for me. I was breaking another heart with her. All right, move forward.
Thank God for deliverance.
Thank you. Praises to the Most High. No, so yeah, like I'll be playing house. We'd be laid up. I'm taking out the trash, washing dishes. You know, real intimate, getting real vulnerable.
Did you wash hair?
I
like men that wash hair.
I've washed hair before.
And I got that curly stuff. You can't see it on the socks. Did you wash my hair?
I done cut tracks out. I done took down Fox locks. Listen, my resume is thick. Listen. So
you know what's out here. You done cut tracks out. Dang, they really loved you because we ain't finna see my Iverson braids at the end of the sew-in. Nah.
It was a safe space.
Okay, thank you.
For 3 weeks though.
For 3 weeks. That's a lot. We'll have another episode to talk what you did to get them there in 3 weeks, but go ahead.
So, so was being intimate playing house for the majority of the part. And after that third week, when that third week hit, that trial ended, emotionally, I just shut down. And I feel like I ain't have emotionally nothing to give, so I just disappeared.
So was it like a timer set, or was this unconsciously?
It was unconscious. I didn't know it was a pattern until like later on as I got older and started like doing some self-reflecting.
Okay.
And I've always like reflected on myself and things that I do in nature because I always wanted to like be better and grow. And like having that internally, like running the streets kind of started being conflicting because I'll be out here, you know, knocking boots, and then I'll be like, the Lord don't want me down here doing this. So there was always that, and I don't know. So moving forward, coming from like running the streets and I was getting convicted within myself, and I found God, or God found me, and I think a lot of prayers were answered. A lot of people was praying for me.
Amen. Hallelujah.
I appreciate. Thanks for the prayers. Keep them coming. We need them all. Depends on who you serving. Moving forward.
That's hard. Nah, for real. You praying to something else, but go ahead.
No, so coming from running the streets, I kind of, like I said, realized that I wanted to find one person, and I couldn't find one person if I was laying with one person at a time or whatever.
Yeah.
So I wanted to take some time, and eventually matured and got different friends and got in different environments, and my mindset started to shift. My diet changed, not just like what I was eating, but like what I was listening to, who I was around.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's important.
From there, I just kind of like as I grew within myself. I grew closer to God, and I think for me that was a parable. It was like like I said, learn more about me, and it kind of like was full circle, and I ended up coming to God.
Yeah, and I think that's really good. Y'all know y'all here all y'all life. Let them find God, then find you. But some of the stuff Derrick said is the importance of that. It's not like to make you wait or to torture you. It's really to save you from some hills and valleys that you really don't have to go through. And of course, everything is circumstantial. Some people grow together and develop together, but for the most part, the perfect will of God is not for you to be like fixing nobody. That's his job. Like, I think it's very prideful for us to think, I feel like it's intrusive for us to be like, I'm going to get with this person and change them. Like, no, love them for who they are. And it literally creates identity crisis in people. When we get in a relationship with them and forcefully try to mold them into something else, it really has the opposite effect because they become less confident and then kind of shut down, or, you can't really change in a deep place of insecurity. And forcing somebody to change is causing more insecurity, in my opinion. But let the Lord change his people, because these his children. I tell them all the time, get your kids. Because, sometimes when you don't want your kids touching the hot stove, what you got to do? Your daddy got to get you. Your mama got to get you. I'm going to step back. So, now.
But even to, like, touch on that, though, like, I think, because I was in the business of, like, fixing people. I always have a good heart. And I think I would come in and try to help where a woman was lacking in. And I would come in with good intentions, but then my flesh would get in the way, and then she'd be thinking like, oh, he really loved me and care about me. I do, but not in the way where we gonna be together and get intimate. And then, you know, push gonna shove, flesh be talking one night, and she like, oh, I know how to get him, and then she offer herself up, and now we going down the bad route. But so I was saying that like I feel like people who are always trying to, I guess, fix other people should probably like work on themselves and like look at the holes that they have, because like I had a lot of issues that I needed to work on, but I'm steady trying to fix everybody else and not really turning. Was that the saying like sweep your own porch for you, like, you know, try to sweep in front of your neighbors?
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of us do that, and sometimes we get service work and ministry confused with marriage, but that's another topic. And I think that, you know, it's okay for your mate to pour into you, but it's a difference between fixing a broken glass and helping fill it when it already got some water in it. So I think that's the difference. But, you know, we live and we learn, and we got LaRia who's going to let us know. All right.
Talk to
yes, LaRiaSpeaks. But so let's get into some questions. So we got, y'all see, we got a recovering player, you know, really two on the couch. We're gonna talk about that.
Recovering thought, me.
I was a player. I don't know. He thought
I was a thought.
But anyways, so y'all heard his journey. Y'all hear the truth. Y'all hear his transparency. But let's just talk about, you know, little questions about the now. So I got some questions for you, Derrick. So what do you believe that being single is a decision or a calling? And when I say calling, for those of y'all that ain't church, y'all know. Church kids knew exactly what I meant. But those of y'all that ain't church, a calling is like something that God has destined for you to do. Like when people say, I'm called to preach, I'm called to teach. It's like, you know, you're really put on this earth, and God's positioning for you is to be that. Because, you know, biblically speaking, there are some people who were just here for that. So do you believe that it's a calling or a decision?
I think it is a calling, but you have to decide to do it. Because
D-Lou spitting fire. See, that's why I got him. Go ahead.
Just because you're called to do something don't mean you gonna answer that phone call. Mm-hmm. Like, you still have to decide to do it. But it is a calling. Like, it is, like, I struggled with a long time with actually, when I'm being by myself, feeling like I'm alone. Mm-hmm. And I have to realize those two different things. So it's a lot of, and not to be confused with isolation, because you still have to keep good people around you and your circle, a good faith base. And yeah, it's definitely a calling that you have to embrace and that you have to be like patient with. And it's like a lot of like healing there, because like we be thinking like I would jump from situationship to situationship, and not really. I was learning like for myself based off what I was hurting to other people, when I could just take that time alone and spend it with God, and then learn more about myself and get in His Word and get the actual truth versus like trial and error and breaking hearts.
Yeah, I think that's good. Like, and just for some of y'all, like for the viewers out there, have you accepted the call? Is the Lord knocking? Decline. They got him on block. Said, no, I'm getting me a man. I'm getting me a woman. You got to accept the call. And I want y'all to know, I ain't going to preach to y'all, but I'm going to just say this, that I've been a person that has fought my call in some ways. You know, some seasons I'll live it out loud. Other seasons I'll be like, I ain't got time for this. But what I've always learned is that the safest place to be is in the will of God. There is safety in His will. If He's called you to it, it's something that He sees that you don't know yet. It's something He's protecting you from. It's something He's saving you from. And just accept the call, because your life will be easier. I mean, it's still going to be, it's still the standard obstacles of living something out or boldly stepping into something. But it ain't none like the obstacles of disobeying God, baby. We'll do that episode on another day. But yeah, that's good.
Honestly, to touch on that too, like I think that's what it means, like be covered by God. Like that you, and I look at it as like insurance. And I talk about this a lot. So people be like dabbling in whatever gods or demons they got or serve, whatever. It's like you do all these things, and we do all these things like you said, like operating outside of God's presence, and now you're out of coverage. It's like if, not to be morbid or whatever, but like if somebody have life insurance and then they commit suicide, that money not getting to you because they did something that didn't align with that insurance. That's kind of how God is.
Yes. What's your policy with the Lord?
Full coverage.
Yes. So that goes into the next thing. What is the good and bad in accepting this call to singleness? And just to parenthetically insert this, the call may not be a lifetime. It could just be for a season, but just accept it. But what is the good and the bad? Just being real, because we don't want to paint the fairy tale picture to people, because they really painted the fairy tale for me in a lot of areas, and I was highly disappointed.
Definitely sent you sold you a dream.
Like,
feel like a nightmare.
Not recommend. 1 star. But we gonna set real expectations. What are the pros and cons?
Honestly, that some people's seasons may be longer than your season may be longer than somebody else that's around you, and that somebody's journeys look different from yours. So you can't get into the comparison of what somebody else is doing versus, what somebody else's life looks like versus yours. And honestly, just being patient and staying faithful and not really like backsliding or like, hey, well, God ain't did this, so I'm finna go. Kind of like, Abraham, when he's supposed to get that son and brought that little.
He birthed Ishmael.
Listen,
y'all.
See, all went down.
Ishmael, baby mama drama, all that. But y'all go read that story.
But no, like honestly, like that's is really being patient with that process and like really like going through it and treating it, being in a relationship with yourself and God. Yeah. Like it's easy for me to like give to the people, but to give to myself, I kind of struggle with that. And you gotta take that time to do that and give to the Lord and be submitted. Cause
be submitted.
That's a toughie.
Submission, a tough word, but it ain't just for women.
No.
Submitting to the Lord.
I don't think a woman shouldn't submit to a man unless he's submitted to the Lord.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
A woman should not submit to a man unless he's submitted to the Lord.
To the Lord. You heard it from him, y'all. I ain't even say that. I ain't say it. The pastor didn't say it. Ain't
nobody pay me to say that either.
Derrick said it. D-Lou said it. So y'all gotta listen because it's Derrick. So another thing, I'm gonna get in your business a little bit.
Oh, it's out there.
Okay. So what is your like biggest turn off for like women, like single women, like right now? Like what is your biggest turn off? What is something that's like?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't give you a chance.
Yes. Let's give him a minute. Cue the music.
I guess.
He's trying to figure out how much tea he gonna give y'all.
I guess like for me, like I guess morals, how you carry yourself. Mm-hmm. Like not like, yeah, you look good, but like where's your headspace and your heart at? Mm-hmm. And what do you put faith in and stuff like that? Like how are you moving? Like can I trust you alone in my house? Like
somebody done stole from you.
No, ain't nobody.
Somebody done stole from me. I ain't even gonna lie.
That's tough.
We gonna talk about that in a girl talk segment.
That's tough. But no, yeah.
Got me out here paying for stuff I wasn't trying to pay for, but go ahead.
Well, and then honestly, another thing would be like being something that you're not. Like pretending to be like what you think or another man is looking for. Mm-hmm. Like not being yourself. That's honestly the biggest turn off. Yes. Not being true to you.
Okay. And what's your biggest turn on? Like, what do you like outside of them being vegan? Don't come with y'all vegan dishes, but what's your biggest turn on? What get D-Lou going?
We talking about
just in a woman, like you said it was out there. You gassed me up, so I pulled the trigger.
Being black.
Hey, it's what it is, One up for black women today.
Always up.
No, being black. Okay, give me one more though. That's like,
That's broad. I get you. That was a safe
it's
answer.
broad,
That was a
and
safe answer.
it was safe, but it's so true for you. I
Mhm.
like that you said that because that was real authentic. And y'all that know me, like, I don't do fake. I don't care. I'll call the pastor out of the pulpit. Like, we got to have a conversation after church because that was like a little phony. But Derrick is really being himself, y'all, and I really appreciate that. But go ahead. What's your biggest turn on? He know what it is. He just trying to figure out if he gonna tell y'all. He's trying to figure out, do I let them know this? Or do I think of something more simple?
Hey, I don't know who watching. It might.
You right.
It might be a wolf in sheep's clothing. I don't know.
You right.
Wolves in sheep's clothing.
But you got a praying sister.
You know, I am covered. I'm protected.
I need some new slippers. I slaughter a few. You know.
You get down?
I get down.
Like that?
They know that. But go ahead. God deliver me.
Listen, you deliver them hands.
They're trying to get me going. We ain't doing that today. No, I am saved and delivered. Don't deliver the hands. The praying hands. I might hit you though. But
you say, but as they say.
I'm Peter. Like Peter, my uncle, my great uncle.
He cut somebody's ear off.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why he my great uncle. That's why y'all gotta pray for me all the time. Jesus gotta stay by my side. Because Jesus was by his side and he fixed it immediately. So with Jesus with me, we be cool. We be cool. So places that God ain't allowed, I just don't go. Because that ain't the type of life I'm trying to live.
Touche. All right. What turns me on?
Well, let me not. That's kind of secular. Let me rephrase the question. What is the thing that draws interest to a woman?
To a woman for me?
Mm-hmm.
I guess her intellect.
Intellect. Smart girl. And y'all can't fake that. So.
No. I mean, still got to be cute.
Whatever. I got some receipts. No, I'm just I'm just playing.
Hey, mistakes was made.
I'm just So, last question. How do you think you will know, like, when you're done with this singleness season and you're ready to just, commit and go after your wife?
Funny thing, I think I'm in, like, the final stages of healing from my last relationship. And I think once I feel complete and, like, forgiveness is whole, because I think that's very important before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to be still tied to certain things or certain people,
mm-hmm.
and get into relationships. So I think once I feel full forgiveness is restored and, like, distributed, then I would know.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So, y'all hear that accountability when I'm healed and whole and let go and done forgave. And all y'all should really do that. Like, don't bring your baggage over here. We got our own baggage we got to deal with. So, unpack them bags.
Definitely not baggage claim.
Unpack them bags. And just shameless plug, my book, Secure the Bag, is coming later this year. Wait, what you say?
This ain't baggage claim. No. I don't want it.
But my book, Secure the Bag, is coming later this year. But, yeah, shameless plug. Just look out for that.
Go ahead and get that.
Yeah. So we're going to close out. This was a good conversation with Derrick. If y'all like it, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And, keep following us. Keep engaged with LaRiaSpeaks. We're going to have more episodes coming at you. But before we close, Derrick, what do you want to speak to the world? And it honestly, it doesn't have to be about the topic. It could be to single women or whatever. Just what do you want to speak to the world? What do you want the world, if you were standing on the mountaintop, every eye will
I'm with
see,
LaRiaSpeaks
every
show.
voice
This
will hear.
ain't the mountaintop.
Go ahead and prophesy.
I ain't made it.
Go ahead and prophesy. But what do you want to speak to the world?
I guess if I was specifically to single women is, like, love yourself and, like, respect yourself. Like, I know it's the cliche, like, know your worth and stuff like that. But, like, actually, like, execute on that. Don't accept nothing that you know that you better than. Like, and if you got, like, daughters or kids or, like, anything like that, like, don't accept nothing less than that. Like I said, you willing, or nothing less that you would give either. Like, because it has to be reciprocal as well. Know yourself and know your worth. Another thing I would say, like
Go
just
ahead,
to
you
the
can say
broad, the
too.
world, is that I was actually listening to the song today by DKG Kai. Shout out Shane Flood. You know him. You ain't pushing pre.
Oh, yes, you put your prayer at the
Yeah,
altar of the
yeah.
pulpit. You could
meet
meet
me
me
there.
there. Hey.
He had a line where he said him and God is back to back like a buddy cop, and I started to like think about it, and I was like, all right, God got my back, but I feel like God gonna cover the other sides too. I feel like you got Holy Spirit that was left here from Christ, and then you got our Lord and Savior, who's at the right, see the right hand of the throne, right? So he's on the right. So you covered 75%, and that other 25% is what you have to worry about.
Ooh, here.
So if y'all like now you covered on all sides, and all you gotta worry about is 25%. But if you don't trust God gonna deliver how you gonna deliver, then you worried about something else, and it's gonna get you overwhelmed with what you supposed to be taking care of. And that's what I think. Just trust more in God and be focused. Like don't let your flesh overpower you and have you getting overwhelmed by the enemy or torments or attacks or temptation.
All right. So that's it. Thank you guys for tuning into this segment, A Conversation with a Single Man featuring Derrick Lewis.
D.
Tune
Lou.
in next time.
Love y'all. God bless y'all.
God bless.